Okay, we're going to take a look at what is required to use the integration test file to validate that your existing mold will work with the microfactory. In this case, I'm going to use an LMI mold for Dreadnought. This is a very common mold that's in builder shops. And so we're going to test this against the Strings Microfactory Dread class instrument shape to make sure that we could use the Dread kit with this mold and with our existing bending forms and so on. Okay, so we start with the integration test file, which is available for download on the website. We've printed this. This cost about $3.50 to print at Kinko's on their large format printer. And what it consists of is basically the actual reference shape. So that's the primary inside shape, and then the 1/4 inch oversized shape. So as with all the reference shapes in the microfactory, you've got the actual reference shape, and then you've got a 1/4 inch oversize to account for any discrepancies in the shape of existing molds that are used, body molds that are used by builders. So we've got this printed out. The first thing I want to do is make sure it's to scale. So we've got a block here we can test against just to make sure that it's actually 1 inch, and so that looks good. So we know that the print is to scale. That's obviously super important because we're going to measure our mold against this shape to make sure that it will fit. The way that we do that is we take our existing outside body mold. Just for convenience, I've added the center line to the LMI mold just to make it easier to line up against the paper. And what we want to do is we want to line the center line, and we want to line it against the inside reference shape because this is your neck attachment line, which of course dictates your scale length. And so it's important that when we're testing against this neck attachment line. So you want to slide your mold so that it's on the center line and against the neck attachment line on the inside, the reference shape, and then center your mold at the bottom. Okay. So some things I can tell right away by using this. There are some small discrepancies in the actual profile shape, but nothing where it's so drastic that I can see the outside oversized line, the 1/4 inch oversized line. That's what you're looking for. So you want to make sure that any discrepancies that are between the microfactory reference shape and your existing mold, that they don't extend beyond the 1/4 inch oversized line. So this would work just fine. Hopefully that makes sense. You can use the files that are available on the website under the resources page to print those out and test and make sure that the microfactory reference shapes will work with your existing molds and forms and so on prior to buying the kit. Thanks.